Lady Gaga reveals fiancé Michael Polansky's influence on her new album Mayhem. How he helped shape the sound and direction. Lady Gaga has always been known for her boundary-pushing creativity and fearless approach to music. From the early days of the fame to the country-infused ballads of Joanne and the cinematic soundscapes of Chromatica, Gaga has demonstrated her versatility and willingness to experiment with different genres and styles. However, when it came to the making of her latest album, Mayhem, the 38-year-old pop icon revealed that her fiancé, Michael Polansky, played an instrumental role in helping her refine and shape the sound of the record, even steering her away from turning it into a grunge-inspired project. In a candid interview with the New York Times, the Bad Romance hitmaker shared details about the creative process behind Mayhem and how Polansky's guidance helped her avoid what could have been a radical shift in her musical direction. Gaga opened up about how Polansky was not only present throughout the recording sessions but also actively contributed to the creative decisions that defined the album's final sound. "Michael was in the studio every day with me," Gaga said. "He oversaw the whole process of making the record, completing it, helping me to shape the sound of the record creatively. He wasn't just there for moral support, he was really part of the creative conversation." For Gaga, who has built her career on artistic independence and a willingness to follow her instincts, allowing someone else to have such an influential role in her work was a significant shift. But she admitted that Polansky's insights helped her avoid making decisions she might have later regretted. "There was one point where I almost turned the whole album into a grunge record," Gaga confessed. "I remember sitting in the studio and thinking that the vibe of Perfect Celebrity was exactly the sound I wanted to lean into for the entire album. I was like, oh, everything should be this." Perfect Celebrity is one of the standout tracks on Mayhem, a gritty, rebellious anthem that reflects Gaga's complex relationship with fame and the public's perception of her. The song's raw instrumentation and edgy production gave it a distinctly grunge feel, reminiscent of the alternative rock scene of the early 90s. But it was Polansky who advised her to think twice before committing fully to that sound. Michael said, "But there's so much other amazing music that you've made and it's all you. You don't have to try to be something," Gaga recalled. "He reminded me that the heart of this album was the variety and the emotional range, not just one sound." Gaga described how Polansky's advice gave her the clarity she needed to take a step back and reconsider the overall tone of the album. "I thought that was really astute," she admitted. "And I was happy it happened because often I will run with my crazy idea and then sometimes regret that. It's easy for me to get so focused on one idea that I lose sight of the bigger picture. Michael helped me zoom out and see the full scope of what I had created." Polansky's influence didn't stop there. Gaga also revealed that one of the album's standout tracks, "How Bad Do You Want Me?" almost didn't make the cut, and it was Polansky who convinced her to keep it. "Oh my God, I almost didn't put that on the album," Gaga said with a laugh. "It's a total hyperpop song and I wasn't sure how my fans would react to it." How Bad Do You Want Me is a high-energy, synth-heavy track that contrasts sharply with some of the more introspective and emotional moments on the album. Gaga explained that she was hesitant to release it because she feared the response from her fanbase, which has come to expect a certain level of depth and complexity from her music. "I kept thinking, are people going to think this is too much? Too pop? Too bubblegum?" Gaga said. "I guess I was afraid it would come off as superficial or not serious enough." But Polansky was adamant that the song belonged on the album. "Michael told me, it's fun, it's infectious, and it's authentically you. You don't have to explain it or justify it. If it makes people feel good, that's enough." Gaga ultimately trusted Polansky's judgment, and she now considers How Bad Do You Want Me one of the defining tracks on Mayhem. "I'm really glad I listened to him," Gaga admitted, "because when I hear it now it's such a rush. It reminds me that music is supposed to be fun, it doesn't always have to be complicated or serious." Polansky's role in the making of Mayhem marks a new chapter in Gaga's creative journey. While she has always drawn inspiration from her personal experiences and relationships, having Polansky so directly involved in the production process added a new layer of collaboration and trust to her work. "He's incredibly supportive," Gaga said. "But what's special is that he's not just supportive, he's insightful. He understands the core of what I'm trying to express, sometimes even better than I do." Their dynamic reflects a deep level of understanding and creative synergy. Gaga explained that Polansky's perspective helped her balance her artistic instincts with a broader vision for the album. "I've always been the type of artist who dives headfirst into an idea," Gaga said. "Sometimes that's a good thing and sometimes it's not. Michael helped me see that it's okay to take a step back and reassess without losing the creative spark." This sense of balance is evident throughout Mayhem. The album blends elements of pop, rock, electronic, and alternative influences, creating a rich and layered listening experience. Tracks like Perfect Celebrity and How Bad Do You Want Me highlight Gaga's ability to shift between different styles while maintaining a cohesive artistic identity. Gaga also credited Polansky with encouraging her to be more vulnerable in her songwriting. "There are moments on this album that are really personal," Gaga said. "Michael encouraged me to let people see that side of me. He reminded me that strength isn't about hiding vulnerability, it's about embracing it." When asked whether she considers Mayhem her most personal album to date, Gaga paused thoughtfully before answering. "It's definitely up there," she said. "I think what makes it special is that it reflects not just my inner world, but the influence of someone I love and trust. Michael's presence is woven into the fabric of this album. That's what makes it different." As Gaga prepares to take Mayhem on the road with a highly anticipated world tour, she expressed gratitude for the creative partnership she shares with Polansky. "I feel really lucky," Gaga said. "To have someone who understands me not just as a person but as an artist, that's rare. And it's something I don't take for granted." For Lady Gaga, Mayhem represents more than just another album. It's a testament to the power of creative collaboration and the profound influence of love and trust. And with Polansky's support, Gaga seems more confident than ever in her artistic vision. "I think I'm finally at a place where I feel comfortable taking risks without feeling like I'm going to lose myself," Gaga said. "And that's thanks to Michael." As Mayhem climbs the charts and resonates with fans worldwide, it's clear that Gaga's willingness to listen, adapt, and trust in her partner's guidance has resulted in an album that's both bold and deeply authentic. And for Gaga, that's the ultimate success.